delivered by the Executive Director of the Coalition of Southern Nigerian Youth Groups for Asiwaju 2027, Kosoniga 2027, on this day, May 23rd, 2025, in Abuja. Revered members of the press, fellow youth leaders and young patriots, our highly distinguished national advisors here with us, the representative of the Senate President here with us, the National Vice President of the National Youth Council of Nigeria here with us, while the representative of the Senate President is also doubling as the President of the National Youth Council of Nigeria here with us. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is with great pride and unwavering commitment to the future of our beloved country, Nigeria, that we gather here today for the official unveiling of the Coalition of Southern Nigeria Youth Groups for Asiwaju 2027, codenamed Kosoniga 2027. A patriotic platform bettered by seasoned youth leaders, grassroots influencers, young social crusaders, and young tech innovators and professionals across the 17 southern states of Nigeria. The Coalition of Southern Nigerian Youth Groups for Asiwaju 2027, Kosoniga 2027, is a youth-driven political cum advocacy movement established to mobilize, coordinate, and unite young people across the 17 states of southern Nigeria in support of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 2027 second-term bid. The coalition will serve as a strategic platform for youth-driven political engagement, grassroots advocacy, and policy discussions that align with the vision and leadership of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Renewed Hope agenda. Suffice it to say that the coalition aims to leverage grassroots engagement, digital advocacy, and policy-driven initiatives to ensure massive youth participation in the electoral process, solidify youth support for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and contribute to the overall development of our dear nation. Kosoniga 2027 is a conglomerate of grassroots youth groups, nationally recognized youth groups, and youth leaders with a proven track record of leadership, networking, and synergy. It is structured from the national down to the polling youth level. Our engagements are devoid of political confrontations or blind polarization of tribal and religious ideologies. Rather, a diplomatic syndication marshaled by superior presentation of facts that represent the achievements of Renewed Hope agenda so as to dislodge opposing impressions. Today, we are not just launching a group, we are igniting a movement built on vision, legacy, and continuity. A movement that stands in recognition of a leader who, time and again, has demonstrated political courage, inclusion, sagacity, unmatched leadership prowess, and innovation. That leader is no other person than President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Asiwaju worldwide. Some people might ask, why Asiwaju? Why 2027? President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a symbol of generational progress. His commitment to Nigerian youth is not rhetoric. It is policy-backed, action-driven, and results-oriented. Under his leadership and Renewed Hope agenda, we have witnessed concrete transformations that have impacts on our generation directly. Number one, digital empowerment for the future and the tech, cum skill training of the youth. Through the launch of the 3 Million Technical Talent 3MTT program, young Nigerians are being equipped with cutting-edge digital skills in coding, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and more. The Federal Ministry of Youth Development recently launched a free online academy for the Nigerian youth called Nigerian Youth Academy, NYA, in abbreviation. to ensure that every youth acquires some skills aside from educational qualifications. This administration understands that the future is digital and Nigerian youth must not be left behind. The return of the student loan scheme education is the bedrock of empowerment. President Tinubu's reintroduction and expansion of the Student Loan Act provides equitable access to tertiary education for all, regardless of economic status. This is a landmark reform that prioritizes learning and lifts the burden of struggling families. Number 3, youth in governance. For the first time in many years, we are witnessing a federal cabinet and political appointments that reflect youth inclusion. Young people are not just voting, they are leading. From ministers to special advisors, DGs, executive secretaries of various parastatals, the president has demonstrated trust in the ability of Nigerian youth to lead and deliver. At this point, we want to especially thank our dear president for giving us a youthful and useful Minister of Youth Development, Comrade Engineer Ayodele Olawande. He is a minister of the youth and he is doing marvelously well. We wish to equally appreciate our beloved president for appointing some of our youth in various regional development commissions, especially for appointing Comrade Adodo Solomon as the FCT rep in the North Central Development Commission. However, just like Oliver Twist, we will always ask for some more. Mr. President, we need more. We thank you, but we need more. Number 4, creative and sports economy development. Asiwaju understands the power of the creative and sports sectors as engines of youth development. For the first time, a Ministry of Creative Economy was created, and under Asiwaju's watch, the Sports Commission has been reinvigorated and empowered. Number 5, support for youth-owned businesses. With targeted initiatives like the Nigerian Youth Investment Fund, the Presidential Palliative Loan Scheme, SME funds, and grants for young entrepreneurs, the Tinubu administration is not just preaching entrepreneurship, it is funding it. Youth-led businesses are now receiving critical lifelines. Number 6, NYSC revitalization and scale acquisition. The National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, has been retooled to provide practical training, a practical skill training, startup support, and stronger post-service integration, ensuring that our youth contribute meaningfully to nation building. Under his watch, the allowance, popularly known as Alawi, of our core members has been increased. Number 7, local government autonomy. The local government is the closest tier of government to the masses. It is originally fashioned to be a political training ground for the youth to learn the rope of governance. With the autonomy of the local government signed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Nigerian youth have been given a political leap to ensure that we get involved in governance. Compatriots, there are several other initiatives and policy-driven reformation being carried out by our dear President Asiwaju, which are too numerous to mention here. Our vision. Our vision is to be the leading youth political movement in southern Nigeria, championing the progressive ideologies of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, while fostering youth inclusion, leadership development, and national unity. Our mission. Our mission is to create a political platform that shall mobilize and empower young people in southern Nigeria to actively participate in elections, governance, and overall national development, while canvassing an overwhelming youth support for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The Coalition of Southern Nigerian Youth Groups for Asiwaju 2027 exists to build a structured and organized youth movement across the Southwest, South-South, and Southeast regions, establish a grassroots network spanning all the states, senatorial districts, local government areas, and political wards and polling units in southern Nigeria. Conduct youth empowerment programs, leadership training, and business development initiatives aligned with Asiwaju's economic vision. Engage in nationwide political awareness campaigns to drive voter registration and support for Asiwaju 2027. Collaborate with media houses, influencers, and strategic partners to create a dominant online and offline presence. Mobilize and unite youth groups across southern Nigeria to support Asiwaju 2027. Promote youth participation in governance and political processes. Our dearest compatriots, the unveiling of the Coalition of Southern Nigerian Youth Groups for Asiwaju 2027, Consolidate 2027, marks the beginning of a structured, non-violent, and policy-driven youth political movement aimed at influencing the 2027 general elections through advocacy, youth engagement, and developmental projects. As Afe said, this coalition is not merely about endorsements, not at all. It is about legacy continuity, youth inclusion, and national cohesion. We are positioning ourselves to be not just supporters, but also contributors to governance through data-driven advocacy and positive engagement with public institutions. We invite stakeholders across public and private sectors to partner with us in deepening civic education, political enlightenment, supporting youth entrepreneurship, and creating real opportunities for Nigerian youth constituency. Together, we can consolidate the renewed hope agenda and make 2027 a resounding affirmation of youth confidence in purposeful leadership. Our message to the nation: Nigeria is at the threshold of greatness, and we, the youth, must rise above cynicism and claim our stake in its future. We believe that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has laid a strong foundation for a modern Nigeria, and he deserves our support to complete this noble mission. A 4-year tenure is not enough to entrench life-changing policies and uproot stenching corrupt practices that have held our great nation backwards. Asiwaju deserves a second term so as to nurture these economic and social reforms to an enviable height. This coalition is our pledge, our declaration, and our commitment to continuity and youth-driven progress. We are not waiting for the future, we are building it. Call to action. We invite all progressive-minded youths across southern Nigeria and beyond to join this movement, to organize, to educate, and to advocate. This is our time. This is our chance to shape the Nigeria we want to inherit. We also call on partners from the public and private sectors, civil society, and development agencies to support this initiative in building a Nigeria where every youth has the chance to thrive. Thank you, and may God thank you for listening. I will give the representative of the Senate President and the President of the National Youth Council of Nigeria here to just address us 2 minutes of goodwill message.
All the members of the executive of the coalition here present, our brothers from the north who have come to show solidarity with the coalition led by the President of FCT Residents Association and the Vice President of the National Youth Council of Nigeria North Central, Comrade Akpoti-Uduaghan. Thank you for extending a handshake across the Niger, as it is said. Today, I'm delighted to represent the President of the Senate of the Federal Republic at this event, wherein this coalition is also conferring on him the worthy honor of being the grand patron of the coalition of Southern Nigeria Youth for Asiwaju. Clearly, you all know that under the current leadership of the National Assembly as led by Senator Godswill Akpabio, the National Assembly has had a very fruitful synergy with the executive, and that is what we should see. Nigeria came from very troubled waters. All the macroeconomic indices were in the negative. We needed courage to move, and Mr. President demonstrated that courage. We also needed speed, swiftness, and cooperation, and the President of the Senate demonstrated that cooperation, leading the legislature to cooperate with the executive. We are cleaning the origins table. We are putting Nigeria on the path of rapid economic growth. Mr. President, in his quest to ensure that development percolates to the grassroots, to ensure that every Nigerian is empowered, to ensure that we move from poverty to wealth, from unemployment to jobs creation, to ensure that Nigeria moves to the front lines in the Committee of Developed Nations. He went ahead with the executive and the entire government, and we see that today the development commissions have been created across the 6 geopolitical zones. In the coming days, weeks, and months, these development commissions will be driving aggressive economic growth, aggressive development, changing the face of our rural areas particularly, and ensuring overall productivity of Nigeria. Today, as the Coalition of Southern Nigeria Youth Groups for Asiwaju 2027 is being launched, it is a blend and congruence with the vision of Mr. President for a greater Nigeria. The vision and mission of Kosoniga aligns with the vision and direction of Mr. President. And so the government will give full support and full backing to this organization. May I use this medium to call on all other youth groups across Nigeria, to call on civil society organizations, pressure groups, labor unions, all of us. The task is one, to build a new and a greater Nigeria. The task is not to oppose the president. The task is not to ensure that the government fails. If the government fails, we all fail. And if the government succeeds, we all succeed. So may we use this medium to call on you all. Bring on your great ideas. Bring on your innovations. Yes, we are faced with challenges as a nation, but as a great people, we will tinker solutions and we will surmount these challenges. Together, we will rise and make Nigeria great again. God bless the President of the Federal Republic.